Hello there. I am super excited because with a little bit of inspiration from a certain Greek gentleman, I am going to be making some American-style hamburgers today. And with American-style hamburgers, I am pretty intense about the way that I make these. I love Belgium. I don't love Belgian ground beef because a lot of the time it's really, really lean. There's not enough fat in it and it dries out burgers. It's great for spaghetti sauce. It's great if you're going to pour sauce all over it or cook it for a long time. It's not fantastic for a burger that's really got to stand on its own. So, yay! I found out that butchers will give you more fat in your ground meat if you ask them to. So I'm using about 80% meat, 20% fat in this mix. And as you can see, I have actually separated my ground beef into cute little 90-gram balls. And that's what I'm going to use to make some sliders today. So I'm sure that you're wondering, Miss Dani, how did you get that beautiful beef patty right there? Well, I didn't do it by hand, that's for darn sure, because you can sit there and form balls and squish, squish, squish all you like, but you're never going to get a nice, even thickness patty, and that's actually really, really important. So what I do is actually, I take a little piece of kitchen paper here, and I use something with a flat surface that's about the size I want for my patty. So in this case, this bowl works great. And the reason I want to do that is because I'm going to put even pressure on the meat as I squish it down, and that's going to help me to get a perfect, even thickness. So, we take our ball of meat like so. We place our paper on top of the meat. Just make sure it's like stuck there so it doesn't slide anywhere. And then using both hands on the edge of the bowl, you just press down until it's about the thickness that you want. And voila! Beautiful beef patty. Alright, so we've got our patties pressed. You can see I've cleared off the ones that I'm going to freeze. And next question is, Miss Dani, how do you know how big you want the patty to be? So the way that I judge it is I know that raw meat is always going to be bigger than cooked meat. Cooked meat will shrink a little bit. And so I'm looking to make my meat just a little bit bigger than whatever bread I'm going to use to put the burger on. In this case, I made some soft wheat rolls today for our slider burgers. And as you can see, it's just a little bit bigger, a little bit, not by much. It's a little bit bigger than my bread, which is what I want. These could even probably be just a touch flatter, and I might go ahead and flatten them out a little bit before I cook them. Last question, Miss Dani, did you add anything to the ground beef, like seasonings or sauces or anything like that? This is a tricky question. In Belgium, almost all burger patties that you can buy in the store have had spices or breadcrumbs or weird stuff like that added to them. I don't like that at all. A proper beef burger doesn't need anything except for maybe salt and pepper when it cooks. It certainly doesn't need it beforehand. Every now and again I might go crazy and put some Worcestershire sauce in my ground beef, but today that's not the case. We're going to make pure American burgers. So I haven't seasoned these at all. Now, I'm preheating my pan now, so it's almost time for us to begin cooking our delicious burgers. The time has come to cook our burger. I have broken out the big guns and gotten out my wrought iron skillet, but you could really use any pan for this. Normally I'd be barbecuing these burgers because that's the way to get the absolute best flavor, but I'm not feeling it today. So the only tools that we really need are a really good frying pan, our burger patties, and our spatula. And the trick to cooking burgers before I get started is not to touch them. You want them to be nice and juicy on the inside. That doesn't mean not cooking them through. Some people do like rare or medium rare hamburgers. I'm a medium rare kind of person, a little bit of pink in the middle. But if you squeeze down on the patty with your spatula, you're actually squeezing out all of the juices that make that patty so delicious. So we're going to flip them, of course, but we're going to touch them as little, we're going to squeeze them as little as possible. So, here we go. 4 burgers, ready to go in. It's also really important not to move them around until they're cooked more because they're going to stick to the bottom of the pan until some of the fat has a chance to come out of the meat. Now we'll take our opportunity to season with some salt. and a good amount of salt. There we go, and some black pepper. It's a little bit tough to see in the camera, but these are getting brown around the edges after 2 to 3 minutes, so it's about time to flip these over. We're not going to press them, we're just going to flip them over and see how we're doing. You'll see here that I'm getting just a little bit of sticking. That's because, as I said in a comment earlier, my pan is just a little bit too hot. Easy to fix by reducing the heat of your pan. So these have a really nice color on them so far. I'm not going to press them. I'm just going to let them cook on this other side for 2 to 3 minutes and probably try to fix my sticking issue a little bit, but they're doing really well. All right, I think we're ready for another turn. And this will actually be the last time we need to turn these. So unfortunately, if you couldn't tell before, I've had something wonky go on with my mic while I was cooking this, which is why you're hearing me doing a voiceover instead. So I've just turned the burgers one last time, and actually now's the time that we actually want to put the cheese on the burger if we'd like to. So we're not going to flip the burgers anymore. We're certainly not going to press down on them. We're going to grab our cheddar cheese or whatnot. I'm using cheddar today. We're going to lay that on top of the burger, and then I have a special trick to show you for melting the cheese properly and evenly. Now, one concern that people have, and rightly so, is that it can take the cheese a while to melt. And in that time, the burger can get overcooked. We can fix this by turning the heat way, way down and finding ourselves a lid that will fit on top of our pan. I don't have a lid for a wrought iron pan, but as you can see, this lid for another pan works perfectly. And what we're doing is we're creating lots of heat and steam inside of the lid in order to encourage our cheese to melt. And very carefully lift your lid because there's going to be a lot of water, a lot of condensation underneath. You don't want to tip that onto your burgers. But look at that melted cheese. Alright, so let's put a burger together. So first of all, you have to make sure that you toast whatever kind of bread you're using. It helps the bread to stay together with a juicy burger. There are many, many sauces in many, many combinations. Today I'm going to make a burger with all of them. So I'm going to use mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard today. I have actually a really yummy special mustard from Germany that's super delicious, so we're going to spread that on there. I always do my sauces first. They're kind of like my glue. They help all my vegetables stay on the burger. So there is my mustard. And then I'm going to do my mayonnaise. And you want to try and have sauce on both the top and the bottom. So that top bun's going to be from my kitchen. Now, the stacking of the vegetables is greatly debated. I'm a big fan of onion and tomato on the bottom because when you put the lettuce on the bottom, the burger tends to like slide off of it, and that's just no fun. So I put some fresh chopped onion there and a piece of tomato that is the perfect size for my bun, and now it's burger time. Then that's when I put on my lettuce, because of course the lettuce and the cheese will bond and make a beautiful layer. There we go. And then finally, I add my ketchup to the top. And boom! One tasty, delicious American burger. Enjoy.